So how is it all going to happen? Look, try doing nothing. Just try it. Each of you try sitting down and doing nothing. You won't be able to. None of you will be able to. Every one of you, the body. And at that moment, you'll see. The body will say what it needs to say. It will hear what it needs to hear. And it will go where it needs to go. And you won't be able to stop it. Because you don't control it. You only think you control it. I'm telling you, each of you try to sit and do nothing. Practically none of you will be able to. Except for those for whom maybe yes, maybe for someone it will happen. But even that will be its essence. In other words, for him, it means that's how it should be. And if someone is able to sit and do nothing for a while, that's what he needs. But after that, he won't be able to continue like that. So in any case, the body will do what it has to do, and what must happen to each person will happen. So I'm not saying that you need to do nothing. It's only in the moment in your mind that it seems like, how can I just sit and do nothing? How will everything happen? But in reality, none of you will actually be able to do that. You'll try, you'll sit down. How long will you last? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? You won't be able to sit for a whole day. Or it will bring you incredible discomfort, very strong, a lot of discomfort, because you'll be going against yourself. With your mind, you'll try to hold on to what you've been given. And in the end, you won't be able to hold out. You simply can't go against life. Life will go on and do everything it needs to do. And at this moment, each of you can observe this. It turns out I don't control this. Can you control your own body? Do you think you are in control? Your body, that it's me dancing, me speaking. If you're speaking, can you be silent?
Yes. Well, that's exactly the point. It's contradictory. You say, I'll sit for 7 days without moving in meditation, close my eyes, and only then return.
Yes. So why
do you say that no one else can do this if it's possible?
That's not how it's understood. Of course it's possible.
Well,
it's just that most people who are watching, they're watching with their minds. And for a person who lives their life in their mind, it's impossible. Well, I
am not that kind of person, so I want to understand it from another perspective. I don't live through my mind. I live through my heart and my feelings. So when I evaluate things with my mind, I experience dissonance. So when I feel it, I understand everything you're saying. But again, I'm asking you, do you want to get something out of this?
No.
Or are you doing this in order to...
Let's try again. You're saying, do you want to get something out of this?
Yes.
But there is no one who wants to get something out of this. Imagine, here's a tree. Here's a tree. Just imagine, I am literally a tree. I'm just moving. That's how I see it. No, I am literally a tree. Here's a tree, we gave it the name tree, but it's not actually called a tree. It doesn't know itself as a tree. At every moment, it becomes bigger, 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 bigger. Maybe at some point it will be cut down. It doesn't know, it doesn't care. It simply exists in every moment. And so I am literally a tree. I don't have that. My name isn't Anar. I don't have these names, I don't have these roles, and so on. And so in every moment, it manifests however it manifests. It says what it says, thinks, and I don't care. So basically, I can't do anything about it.
I understand that.
Let me explain. When I say that, I sit down. So when a person experiences this moment, not in the mind, but in direct experience, just to sit like this, close your eyes, that's it. You start to feel deeply filled. This is the most blissful thing. That is the most blissful state. This is samadhi. By the way, you can read about them, about these states. There are different ones. The longer a person sits, the deeper it gets. And there, why do I say this? Because if a person enters this moment, from that moment they can go even deeper. And then you just close your eyes and at some point, bam. And that's it. It's like falling asleep. Literally like falling asleep. You dissolve. And there's no one left there. So there's no one to move, no one to eat. There's simply no one. Literally, there's no one left at all. So they had to gather me back. When I dissolved after a day, they had to bring me back with sound because I couldn't return on my own.
So is it unsafe to practice this alone?
Well, for the mind, it's unsafe. So, according to human rules, concepts, and knowledge, it's unsafe. But for what we truly are, it's the most blissful thing there is, to merge with your source. It can bring you back on its own. So they just gathered me back with sound, very gently. And then everything starts to bring you back together.
It's like being in a sensory deprivation chamber. You're lying there and then they bring you back with sound.
Maybe. But most likely, yes, I've heard about this more than once, people have told me. And here it's the same. Only you're sitting, you calm down so much. Here I can tell you how it was. I'm sitting there, and as I remember, that was the first time I had this experience. There is knowledge in every person. As Jesus said, when you see the two as one, when the above becomes like the below, the inner like the outer, then you will enter the kingdom. What does that mean? When there is no dualistic vision, that is, when the I and you disappear, only a single unified whole remains. That is, when this is a microphone, these are slippers. All of this should be for itself. But wherever you look, it should seem as if there is just one name for everything that exists, and even that name must also fall away. This is the first step, to see the two as one. Next, the above must become like the below. In other words, everything must become unified. In every point, there is the one. This space is totally alive. And it is from this space that this microphone is made, this sound, this body. Everything is made from it. Within it, it continues itself and dissolves. Then you will enter the kingdom of knowledge, which is to manifest itself. And how was it? I am sitting with a sincere question, trying to figure out who I am. So during a 5-day meditation, I sat for the first 4 days, 8 hours a day. That is, on the very first day, I entered into experiencing this moment. Before that, I had never truly experienced this moment. Almost 28 years. I was always caught up in descriptions. And so, on the first day, I entered into experiencing this moment and anchored it so that it would hold itself effortlessly, so that I wouldn't be thrown back. On the second day, I continued to reinforce the experience of this moment even further. I was silent, sitting by the shore, just watching. I am fully in this moment, not going anywhere else. If I drift away, I bring myself back again and again and again and again and again. So, my only task is to live through this moment and to keep myself in it